All right. Well, let's try this again. This is Mike coming at you live. Uh, Sorry about that. Let's see if someone could get in the chat and see if this is working. That would be wonderful. Chris, I appreciate it. Anyways, uh, what's up, guys? Mike here in the shadow of Big Red Eye. We're coming at you live from our head kind of B in Sparta, New Jersey, Sussex County. It's in the just with a Q and A type thing doing and what we're going to be up to. So let's get into it. So right now, since we've talked last, a website. It's called, it's shadowofredeye.com. If you people have not been on to it, go on, check it out, shadowofredeye.com. It's pretty cool. All the new updates are on there, and you can check out everything that we've been up to, and all the new videos are up there. Excuse me. And also, since we've talked last, we've also started up a YouTube or a email an email if you guys want to join that. You can send your email chat or to privately to my Facebook page or anywhere private you can. That's fine, and I'll get you signed up for that. That's just an email subscription we do about once a month. It's where good stuff. Kind of keep you updated if that's something that you're into. I'd appreciate it if you send me that stuff, your email, and we'll get you signed up for that. Anyways, since we've been talking, we've been to Florida, down to four locations in Florida. We've been to the Withlacoochee State Forest was our first little expedition there, and that was extremely awesome. We went to the Florida the caves there, and there's Peace Cave, Dames Cave. We were there, and then we met. We were also we filmed there. We filmed at the Peace and Dames Caves, which is beautiful. One of the coolest things, one of the coolest caves I've ever been to, one of the coolest caverns. Um, we met up Marie, Mike, Chris, Caden, and Rose was all with us. It was one of the highlights of the trip. And what we did is we ended up finding a couple of really interesting tree breaks and bends, and then some actual fried gopher tortoise shells, which were really ashamed to see. We found three of them. If anybody has any questions for chat, I'm monitoring it as we go. Going with Lakuchi, we had our trail camera stolen, which was great. We actually have a video of the person who stole the trail camera, and unfortunately, is with his two kids, which is really unfortunate. I do blast them in the show, you know. Uh, uh, let's see. Let's see. Also, we did find a kind of a hunting blind, which was really cool. I got to keep that. We brought that back, which somehow it fit into our vehicle. Where our vehicle, the BMCC-1, the Bigfoot Mobile Command Center, was so full. I don't know how it fit in it, but we ended up fitting in a blind that we found, which is about 150 bucks, like almost brand new. So that was cool. Um, that was really awesome. That was a really one of the that just started the trip off really great. Also, my grandmother lives in. I said we were in the Withlacoochee Wildlife Management Area in the citrus tract of the wild Withlacoochee State Forest. My grandmother lives in Beverly Hills, which is just north of Day, which is really super awesome. So see the family when you're out. Why not? That's great. Uh, Chris mentioned the carcass that we found. Um, we did come across this very unusual kill site. I guess you'd call it a dump site. Not sure exactly what it was. It was some sort of we found just then a day that we and out with Mr. Mark Muncie himself of Erie, Florida, Erie, Appalachia, uh, creepy everything Erie. He's an author, very well-renowned author, and a good friend of mine and a good friend of ours here at In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. So what we did is we met up with Mr. Mark, and he took us to the Spring Hill Cemetery, which is cool. Um, and was uh, that was one of the coolest things we saw where someone supposedly got hung, and we saw special eye out for that video, which is coming up on my YouTube channel soon. It's like blades. That was cool. Probably one of the best times I've had in my entire life. We went down there with the Mid Florida Bigfoot research team again. It was Rose. I'm sorry you guys are having lag issues. That's probably my phone. Is that better? Can we test this and see if this is better? I just switched it off of Wi-Fi and put it on 4G. Maybe maybe that's better. Anyways, we met up in the Everglades with the Mid Florida Bigfoot Research Team. Um, Marie, um, Chris, Mike, and that was one of the coolest things we ended up doing. We ended up going looking for the Burmese python, which was ridiculous. And we ended up doing a recreation with Mr. Dave Shealy, who the Bigfooters in here will know. Mr. Dave Shealy had a Bigfoot sighting back in 2007, and it's very controversial. But we went out and did a recreation, and you'll be able to see that in the episode as well. And then we got on a swamp buggy, which is really cool. Um, and we went on a swamp buggy to a panther den, because that's a thing that we do while we're bigfooting. No joke, you'll get to see that as well. That's all coming up in the episode. Um, then you guys feel free to ask questions too if you are here and you're wondering anything. Ask questions. Any more action in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania? Not quite sure in Luzerne. We'll be out. We'll be out there. Uh, Central Pennsylvania. There's a couple of them coming up. A couple events coming up. If you want to check our website, we'll be out there. Um, but any action for Bigfoot stuff? Not positive in Luzerne. Not sure. But then in our Florida expedition, just telling you guys a little once over of what happened. We went to Northport, Florida, and we went to by went by the Myakkahatchee River, Myakkahatchee Myakkahatchee Creek Preserve. I think that's what it was. The Myakkahatchee Creek Preserve. And we found a nice footprint there. And what was really cool was we casted it and everything like that. It's actually dry in my basement now. It's got its own little special area in my basement because it was such a good print. Um, but what was cool about that is we were at a hip camp, which if you guys don't know, a hip camp is like an Airbnb, but it's you like a camping area. So we were there, and uh, I went to take a bathroom break, kind of like at a very far end edge of camp, just to pee, and no big deal. Went back, and then Wiley, who I was with, came back the next day, and he was like, "Hey, Um, I heard something get mauled. I heard a duck get mauled at camp." And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we went back to where it said that he said that it got mauled, and there were feathers everywhere. It was crazy. I went pee there the day before. So then we went back there, we baited it, and we trail camered it, and you guys will have to see what we got on trail camera. It was really cool. Uh, it's awesome. Uh, and yeah, oh, and then we met up with Stevie Strings too. Stevie Strings, one of my good friends now, who's a researcher, Cryptid Man Research out of Florida. He's or Creature Man Research out of Florida. He's a good guy. And we met up with him and Steven and AJ, and we went around to the Myakka State Forest. That's it, the Myakka State Forest, and we looked around for some stuff, and we found some really cool stuff. And then Wiley left his phone uh, about 2.5 miles back on a picnic table from where we were. So we went had to hike back there another 2.5 miles. We ended up doing like 26 miles that day. So that was crazy. Any questions? I mean, you guys are hanging out. We're all hanging out together. Let's see. And then there was Georgia. Georgia was cool. Let's see. Is Gwen and I. Uh, Gwen and I went to Georgia, and let me tell you, Gwen is a trooper. She is she's one of the coolest people that I know now. She's she we went into it together with no expectations, and we came out of it best friends, which is really cool. And we went down to Georgia. And what happened was, I'm looking for tour managers as well. So we're looking for like people to come out on my expeditions and help with my library presentations and filming with the show and stuff like that. So if you're interested, I just posted on our YouTube or on our Facebook all the expeditions that we have coming up. And if you're interested in something like that, get a hold of me and we'll be able to work something out. But anyways, Gwen responded to my call for help, and she came down with me, and we spent I believe it was 9 days in the backwoods of Georgia. We our first stop was in Adel, Georgia, which is in the south central region, where we had a presentation, a library presentation in Cairo, and that was really cool. That was the first library presentation of the tour, and then we ended up coming across a very large rattler snake across the trail, which was which was very unsettling. Uh, that was awesome. Um, then we went up to Columbia County in Gainesville, Georgia. That was beautiful. My stage was it was literally a stage. I was hanging out. We had to get like the AV thing. My laptop had to be in behind, the crowd in the AV room. It was so cool. Um, and then that was awesome. That's the first time I've been on a stage like that in my entire life. That was really cool. And then from there we went to um, we didn't have a place to stay, which was kind of my fault, but kind of I guess it was all my fault. We went there under the assumption that we were going to find a place to stay real quick. I had three locations in the state forest or in the national forest. So in the national forests, you can camp like wherever you want to camp, right? Um, so uh, we decided to go to um, one location that had pretty good ratings on it. It's on freecampsites.net. It's a really cool website for you guys that are looking for free campsites, I guess. You can scroll in and do whatever. Um, so we went on there and we found three campsites to go to, and our first library presentation was kind of far away. So we went to our first campsite and it was closed. The gate was closed to it, so we couldn't go there. Uh, and then it was too late to try to go to site B, so we had to go to our library presentation. I had to get changed in the library, which is kind of embarrassing, I guess. Uh, but then we had to find our campsite in the dark after that. So it's getting dark, and we're driving down this windy. I've never seen roads like this before. It was almost vertical S turns, hairpin turns. I mean, snaky. I mean, it was. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Um, we went on that, and we found this dirt road off that road that did more of this, but it's now dirt and rocks and gravel. Um, and we're looking for a campsite, and we found one campsite, but I'm like, no, this is on top of a mountain. It was windy. By that time, it was about 23 degrees. at night, 23 degrees, and it's we're on the top of a mountain now, and it's blowing, and we're like, no, that's not gonna work. So we drive down further and further, and then a big stick, I'd say about a 6 foot long stick, gets stuck underneath my vehicle, my underneath the BMCC1, the Bigfoot Mobile Command Center, and it gets stuck down there, and I can't go further, and I can't go further, I can't go frontwards, I can't go backwards. So we ended up kind of rocking it out, and we got the stick out, and then I'm like, screw this, let's find the closest state park. And thankfully, it was right down the road. It was Vogel State Park in the Blue Mountain or Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia, and that was a really cool state park. We ended up staying there that night, and it got down to 17 degrees, and Gwen and I were not having it. So Gwen took it upon herself, and I appreciate this as and she got a cabin for us for the remainder of the trip, which was really cool. I slept on an air mattress on the floor. She had the bed. It was really an awesome time because it did get down. There were freeze warnings every night from the rest of the time that we were there. Um, so we ended up doing some Bigfooting. I broke my camera. I totally busted it in half. The final night that we were there, it's in two pieces now. So I had to get a new one, which I got, which is great. So I don't have to worry about that. But that was a bummer. Um, so, anyways, that was what happened in Georgia. Does anybody have any questions about the show? We've had some really cool recent episodes from New Jersey that's come out. We were at High Point State Park recently in one of our episodes, and Weweyanda State Park in one of our episodes. Um, if not, then we'll get going with where we're going, which is awesome. We are going to North Carolina next. If anybody's in North Carolina, give me a shout out. Let me know. No, I lied. We're not going to North Carolina next. We are going to the Pennsylvania, Ohio Paranormal Conference, hosted by none other than Mr. Bill Rigby. And we are going to be there. Uh, okay, I think we're here. Not sure. Okay, well, if we're here, then I can tell you about our trip to Pennsylvania. We're going to Hermitage, Pennsylvania on Saturday, this coming Saturday. Um, thanks, Jill. Uh, Hermitage, Pennsylvania, this coming Saturday, and it's going to be a really good time. The Pennsylvania, Ohio Paranormal Conference with Bill Rigby. We're going to be out there. Agents of the Unexplained. Check it out on Facebook. Paranormal is the new normal. Check it out. That's their tagline. Um, and then from there, after that, we are going to North Carolina. We're heading down there on Tuesday for. Let me just get my schedule out real quick. I know Get a nice close look at the beard there. Just stand by 1 second. So we have in boy. Well, we have some libraries coming up in North Carolina, and I'll tell them to you now. We have, sorry about that, people. That was my bad. We have in North Carolina coming up, we have Archdale Public Library in Archdale, North Carolina. That's coming up at 7 o'clock on March 29th. Then on the 30th, we're in Denton, North Carolina at 6 o'clock p.m. On the 31st, we're in Rockingham, in Madison, North Carolina, 4 o'clock p.m. Then we got Encounter Quest, guys. Encounter Quest is going to be awesome. My good friend Jess is setting it up. It's going to be in Hamlet, North Carolina. Starts at 9 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Goes until 6, I think. There's going to be a whole bunch of vendors there. I'm going to be there vending. Check us out. It's going to be really fun. That's in Hamlet, North Carolina, which is south central North Carolina. From there, we're still in North Carolina. We go to Madison County. Madison County is in central North Carolina, in Marshall, North Carolina, which is going to be great. Stand by real quick. I'm just looking at an easier way to tell you guys what we're looking for or where we're going here. Here we go. That's easier. Then we're going to be, that Madison County in Marshall, North Carolina is going to be on the 3rd, April 3rd. We're going to be there. April 4th, we're going to be in Statesville, North Carolina at the Iredell County Public Library. And then finally on April 6th, we're going to be at the Mountain Branch Library in Rutherford County in Lake Lure, North Carolina. And that's going to be awesome. What I wanted to stress to you guys is, whoever's listening, we're looking for Bigfoot witnesses in the following areas. If you're listening and you have had a Bigfoot witness, or you have been a witness to a Bigfoot in the areas, let me know. Send me a message, and we'll get together. I'm looking for witnesses to be on the show here. The Uwharrie National Forest. I'm looking for witnesses around the Baden Lake area. Anywhere in the Uwharrie National Forest. We're filming there from March 28th to the 31st. We're also looking for witnesses in the North Carolina greater Asheville area along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and also in the Chimney Rock Mountain area. We're filming there from April 2nd to the 7th. And also April 2nd to the 7th that we're filming is going to be the Brown Mountain Lights. We're trying to film an anomaly in the Brown Mountain, North Carolina. If anybody's familiar with it, let me know in the chat. The Brown Mountain Lights are a place of Bigfoot sightings UFO sightings, paranormal anomalies, and most famous is the orbs that are there. And we're gonna go there and try to find some. We're also looking for Bigfoot witnesses in Kentucky, Carter Cave State Park. We're filming April 23rd through May 2nd. Indiana. We're going to be in Indiana as well. We're looking for Bigfoot witnesses in Lincoln State Forest, filming May 4th through 6th, and Potato Creek State Park, filming May 8th through 11th. So if you guys have had any sightings in that area or know of anybody that have had sightings in the area, or maybe this you can find somebody through sharing this, I would appreciate it. We're looking for sightings in those areas to be on our show. We're going to be filming down there. We're also going to be doing library presentations in that area, those areas as well. So I would like to open this up to a nice Q&A session. If anybody has any questions about the show, where we've been, where we're going to, throw it up in the chat. I've been talking to about a half hour now, and I would love to open it up to some questions. Uh, gonna get a sip of water. Our YouTube channel is at Shadow of Red Eye, which you guys have to know to be here. We have a really cool Instagram. It's at Shadow of Red Eye as well. Go ahead and check that out. We have like a lot of followers on there, and we're just getting bigger, which is really awesome. And I appreciate everybody who follows that. And go ahead and subscribe if you want. It would be cool if you guys subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. Every subscription helps. We're looking for view hours now, but any little thing helps. There's literally no questions. That's cool. Questions, mostly from the flight, who would win, and then the next question would be who had bigger feet, the Yeti or the Sasquatch. And the next one would be who is taller, the Yeti or the Sasquatch? You see where this is going. This lasted all of about 10 minutes in my last presentation. Furthest I've traveled, Harley had a great question. What's the furthest I've traveled for hunting? From New Jersey to the Everglades would be the furthest that I've traveled. I believe that's about 12, probably close to 1,800 miles one way of doing that. I think Michigan was a little bit less than that. We probably topped out in Michigan about 1,300 miles one way. So yeah, Everglades, and we stopped along the way too. So it wasn't just we didn't just travel down there for the Everglades. We traveled down there for a bunch of different reasons. Um, so that was really cool. Good question. Um, Fun fact for you guys: did you know that the skunk ape did not get its smell from, or did not get its name for its smell? However, it got its name for the reported white stripe along its back. Yeah, who knew? Fun fact for you today. If you didn't know that, go ahead and like this. Yeah, I went and did it. I went and said it. Anyways, no, any other questions? If not, I guess I mean we can probably get to the end of our little publication here. What's the furthest that I've traveled? No. What's the weirdest encounter that I've had while camping? It wasn't while camping hardly. It was actually I was on a night hike and I was literally um, a quarter mile away from where I'm at right now, maybe a half mile. And I got dropped off at a trailhead, and it's had sightings in the area before, and I've hiked this trail a million times. I mean, I can hike this trail with my eyes closed, backwards, forwards, alone, with people, no big deal. Um, and I went there and I got like I said I got dropped off and I started the hike. I probably got about a half mile in and I came across a tree break and something it was like a brick wall that stopped me and I was like I there it was like I couldn't go any further. There's no way I could go any further. I couldn't take another step and I was like, nope, this is too scary. I got the hair was raised up on the back of my neck. I got the overwhelming feeling that someone was watching me. It was horrible. It was like I was being stalked. And I was like, no, this is not okay. So I immediately called my friend who dropped me off. I'm like, you can't pick me. You're gonna have to pick me up because I'm coming back. I can't go any further. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'll tell you about it later. I just can't, you gotta pick me up. And I was at the trailhead before he could get there. It was, and again, that was a half mile away, and I was there before he could get there. It, it's on my YouTube channel. You could check it out. It was the weirdest thing that I've ever encountered. Um, if I've ever came face to face with a Bigfoot, what would my first reaction be? I don't know whether it would be to pee, poop, or scream like a girl. Um, but any of the above would probably be accurate. I don't know. Seriously, I'm not. It was acting aggressive, that kind of stuff. Um, I don't know. Anyways, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate every subscription. It just helps me. It doesn't. I don't make any money off of the YouTube channel. I don't make any money, period. I make money off of my Etsy. So if you want to support me, go to my Etsy. It's etsy.com/shop/shadow of red eye. Um, I can send you a keychain. You could buy a keychain. That would help me out immensely. But I don't make any money off the YouTube channel, nor any of my expeditions or anything like that. Um, so for that, we're going to be in Hermitage, Pennsylvania, with Bill Rigby at the Penn, Ohio Paranormal Bigfoot Conference, and then that Wednesday we're gonna start in North Carolina, and like I said, we're gonna be it's gonna be fun. Hey, after North Carolina, we're gonna have some local libraries as well. We're gonna have Dover Plains, New York, Nanuet Public Library in Nanuet, New York, and Sloatsburg. So for those of us that are local to Northwest New Jersey, in New York State and the Catskill Mountain region. Um, we're going to be up there as well. So, any other questions before we get going? I know we've had a very nice night here. Hey, does anybody want to know the origin of In the Shadow of Big Red Eye? Of the name Big Red Eye? Sure, I'll tell you. In 1972, a park ranger from High Point State Park, New Jersey, reported seeing a Sasquatch with bright, reflecting red eyes. Since then, it's been reported all over the country. In the Shadow of Big Red Eye travels to locations known to or have thoughts that made make good habitat for Sasquatch. We focus on the basics, research and investigation techniques, evidence collection, and analysis. Our show is unique because we're not producing the show for view counts or ratings. We're doing it for you. Not every episode will have suspense or Sasquatch activity. That's the nature of Bigfooting. But by joining our show, we can take you a front sheet in what should be an actual Bigfoot expedition. So that's what In the Shadow of Big Red Eye is all about. Again, I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. It makes it's really cool. Um, Again, let's throw some questions up. Give me some questions. Let's talk about how many Bigfoots are there. How many Bigfoot do you guys think there are in North America? Throw it up in the chat. I think well, I'm not gonna say how many I think there are, but how many do you guys think there are? 2K? 2K is a good guess. I think there's about 2K as well, 2000. And I say that just because of the um, the number of sightings and the sighting locations in the area. I think most of them are out in the Pacific Northwest and in Washington. Nine in New Jersey. Um, there that comes around first, and there's a red hair group about a month later that follows it. The black hair group has four individual Bigfoots in it, um, and the red hair group has five individual Bigfoots in it. And I could say they travel uh, counterclockwise around the state every third year. And I could say that because sightings increase in New Jersey, wherever you're at, every third year. So, nation, why do you think there's a 3 year cycle of Bigfoot sightings that increase every third year by 80% in New Jersey? I think you have to look at what bear eat. I think you have to look at when you look at population and you look at uh, sighting increases and stuff. You have to look at what they eat. And what's cool if you take like a bear, like a berry bush, which I think is what Bigfoot eat. I think they eat a lot of stuff bear eat because if you take like a bear population map, you overlay it with a Bigfoot sighting map, they're almost the exact same. So I think they eat berries, grasses, shrubs. And what does that mean? So if you take a berry bush, like they're nomadic, ancient humans did. Um, so yeah, am I back live? Am I still okay here? Lagging again. Anyways, so that's my theory about Bigfoot and their nomadic tendencies, and I think that's a great thing for New Jersey. You could see that nomadic movement, and I think for any researchers elsewhere in non-New Jersey areas, go ahead and try to put this theory to the test and see if you can come up with any nomadic movements in your area. And then we could try to put them all together and put the puzzle pieces together, and that's what we'll see. So, anyways, apparently I'm lagging pretty good tonight, so I appreciate y'all coming out with me and spending an hour. Thank you very much. And again, if you could subscribe, I'd super appreciate it. Just hit that subscribe button. My name is Mike Familant. In the Shadow of Big Red Eye is my show. Um, at Shadow of Red Eye on YouTube, at Shadow of Red Eye on Instagram, and shadowofredeye.com is my website. Thank you guys. I appreciate it and have a great night.